a daiquiri? If you're picturing a sugary slushy, think again. The original daiquiri is a shaken, perfectly balanced classic that showcases the rum. A classic daiquiri follows a simple sour ratio, 2 parts rum, 1 part lime juice, 1 part simple syrup. I usually go with 2 parts rum and 3/4 ounces each of lime and simple. While the classic is a thing of beauty, there's plenty of room for creativity. That's why Gnome over at Gnome's Tavern put together a friendly competition with some of our fellow cocktail YouTubers. He got the idea after competing in a daiquiri contest at the Dovetail in New Orleans. He saved a copy of the official ingredient list so we could do our own YouTube version of the challenge. Participants include Gnome's Tavern, Kill DeVille, Mike's Hard Reviews, Wax Seal Productions, and of course me. So let's jump into my daiquiri recipe. So I decided to make a ginger hibiscus daiquiri. I'm going to start out with an ounce of 10-to-1 rum. This gives you that nice like crisp white rum aspect, and it also has like quite a bit more funk than the typical white rum. And for my second rum, I'm going to use Grander the Oaks. This is a Panama rum that was finished in bourbon barrels. So I thought I would balance out that like sharp funkiness with something a little more mellow. 1 ounce of this. And shout out to City Farms in Alcoa, Tennessee. This is actually a store pick. You don't see many store picks for rum. And even though I said I typically do 3/4 of an ounce of lime juice, I'm gonna put a full ounce in this one. For one thing, I want this drink to take the entire glass, and you'll see why in a minute. When I was playing around with ideas, I used all hibiscus syrup, and then I decided for some reason that I wanted to have some spicy ginger flavor as well. So I'm gonna do 1/4 ounce each of this Lieber & Company fiery ginger syrup and 1/4 ounce of Monin hibiscus syrup. To tie it all together, I'm gonna put 1/2 ounce of Falernum, which was on the list of approved ingredients. We're gonna do 1/2 ounce. If you've been paying attention, the 3 of these add up to 1 ounce of sweetener, and I put 1 ounce of lime juice, so I stayed within that kind of formula, but I split everything. So for this one, I'm gonna shake it with just some standard ice cubes. I'm gonna put 3 in here. Alright, so garnishes for a daiquiri. This is perfectly acceptable. You don't really have to put a garnish. Sometimes I'll do a lime wheel, but today I think I'm gonna do a ginger vapor bubble. And they have this bubble mixture where you can do like flavor bubbles that sit on top of your drink, which is why I was so worried about getting it full, because it's really hard to make a good one if your drink's not filled all the way to the top. So I have it on, and I've loaded it with my ginger flavor blaster liquid. So I just dip it into my bubble mixture, hold down the trigger, set it on the drink, and that gives us a really cool bubble. And all of these are kind of like, they give it an aroma. So when you give this to a person, they'll smell the ginger and they'll kind of expect the drink to have that flavor. That's why I added that along with my hibiscus syrup. The bubble just popped. I didn't get the pleasure of popping it myself, but let's taste this drink now and see how it is. Yeah, like everything around me smells like ginger, so I'm really excited about the ginger taste. Yeah, total tiki vibes from the Falernum and the ginger. I did my first version of this with just hibiscus, and it was more like a traditional daiquiri. It was more like sharp and tart, which was really good, but I wanted to do something a little more out there for the contest, and I had to include ginger because to have this like scent in the air and not give them ginger just seems like kind of a ripoff. Now go check out the other daiquiri riffs. I've linked them in the description below. But before you do that, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. I'll see you next time. Cheers.